What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome to my latest FIFA World Cup video. This one guys is going to be my predictions and my combined 11 for Group B at the FIFA World Cup. So Group B contains Spain, Portugal, Morocco and Iran. So yeah, I'll try and put together a fairly decent team. I think this one should be a little bit better than the Group A one that I put together. Just because I'm pretty sure I will have a lot more players from Spain and Portugal. Maybe not so many Iran and Morocco, but that shouldn't matter too much. I think probably the best way, yeah, so I've got a lot of Spanish here, so a lot of Portuguese as well. Yeah, so probably the best way I think to do this, maybe start with Iran and Morocco, put in the players that I can for them. So not that bad Morocco players either. This could be quite a nice, quite a decent team actually. Maybe not like, you know, obviously not the chemistry and stuff like that. It might not be that usable, but for sure it could be okay. I am going to put this guy in. He's the only Iranian player I've got, but one of the sort of like requirements I'm going to set for this is that, you know, it has to include at least one player from every nation, because, you know, I feel like that would just defeat the objective of it. Else, you know, if you literally just have like a whole Spain-Portugal team. So yeah, he's going to have to go in. For Morocco, we'll certainly put Benatia in there. I'll put Ziyech in there for now, but he may come out if there's a better left mid that I've got. Al Ahmadi can go in there, and Saiss can go there. I don't know if it's going to be the formation I'm going to play, but at the moment it seems to work quite nicely. Players have slotted in, so. But if I need to change it because I want to fit some different players in, then I will. So we'll have a look at, you know, we'll go for Portugal first, because I think that's probably, I've probably got more higher rated Spanish players than Portuguese. So I'll just throw everyone onto the bench that are fairly high rated anyway, and then just go through them really and see who can fit in. So we'll start with Pepe at the back. He can go in instead of this guy. Danilo can get in there ahead of El Ahmadi. Lopez in goal. Could put Andre Gomez in cam for now. We've got Jose Font. No, definitely not. Guerrero could go there. We've got Ricardo Pereira who can go in there. Bruma, no, I keep Ziyech. Contral, no. Antunes, no. And Varela, no. So that should be okay for Portuguese players. If need be, I will maybe like throw a left mid on the right side of midfield if I don't have anybody from Spain. But I'm fairly confident with the amount of Spanish players I had there. I should be okay to get a right mid and a striker, I'd like to think, but we will soon find out. So Spanish. De Gea, he's going to be going straight in there. So we've got a lot of players. So you can see like Costa there, Vasquez. So I'm definitely going to have enough players to fill all the positions for sure. I've got a lot of high-rated Spanish players actually. Like a lot of these aren't. Oh god, I'm going into the lineup now, aren't I? What am I doing? Let's get Andre Gomez back in there. Just taken Ziyech out, haven't I? He won't play. Let's get Ziyech back quickly. Ziyech. There we go. Yeah, so definitely not having Martinez up front, but we will go for Diego Costa. And then on the right side of midfield, we can put in Lucas Vasquez. So that would be a team, but now we'll just try and fill in with some of these higher rated players to make it as good as possible. So De Gea in goal. Thiago could play in cam instead of Andre Gomez. Busquets instead of Danilo. There's Andres Iniesta, but unfortunately I can't really fit him in because of the Iranian CDM. And I'm not going to put him in. I'm going to put Iniesta in CDM, and to be honest, I'm happy with Thiago, high rated as well, so we'll play him. Isco, yeah, we'll put Isco instead of Ziyech. Jordi Alba as well instead of Rafa Guerrero. Having Martinez will not get in. We can play Carvajal instead of Ricardo Pereira. Morata won't get in ahead of Costa. Ander Herrera won't get in. And Pepe Reina won't get in. I'm just wondering if that's the formation to go for. If it is, then that's probably how it will finish. I can't really think of another way to do it because well, I suppose I could play 4-2-3-1 narrow maybe, because Vasquez isn't obviously that great, and Isco, you know, he's on the wing, but he's not really a winger, is he? Let's face it. And then that would allow me to get something like Iniesta in there, maybe an Ander Herrera. So I might do that. I might change to this 4-2-3-1. I know the players aren't really sort of classed as cams and stuff like in their positions how I've got them right now, but you just have to imagine that they are. I'm not gonna, like with the other video, I'm not gonna change all the position cards. Like, I'm not gonna waste those. So Iniesta can go on the left cam. And just before I do put anybody in, I just want to make sure I didn't have any Portuguese players that I tossed back into the club a minute ago. Who did I have there? Nah, only Bruma. So no, that's fine. So it's going to be out of these players here. So Danilo could possibly maybe drop in, but no, I wouldn't do that. Andre Gomez is a possibility. Javi Martinez and a Herrera. I don't really have somebody who like fit in perfectly, but I'll go for Andre Gomez just for the sake of it, just to maybe like mix it up a little bit with different nationalities. I'll put Thiago out wide so that Andre Gomez can play in the centre. But I think that'll probably be my team, guys. See if I can get a little bit of extra chemistry anywhere, maybe. I don't think it's going to be possible because obviously they're Spanish over there, aren't they? So yeah, in terms of manager actually as well, we'll go for, who've we got? We've got Renard. Don't think I've missed them. I can't see any of the Spanish or. So we've got Lopetegui, who I'm not going to put him in because he's been sacked for disloyalty. Somebody's been a naughty boy. We've got Fernando Santos, who I'm probably going to put in. The Iran manager, I'm pretty sure it's Carlos Queiroz, and I don't actually have him, which is very surprising. Yeah, I don't have him. You'd think with that many there, I mean, I'm sure. I don't think. Oh, hold on. Here we go. No, there is another page, but he's still not there. So Fernando Santos can be the manager. He did lead Portugal to the Euro, so he's obviously a pretty decent manager. In terms of a bench, we will go for Pepe Reina can be the goalkeeper actually, not Lopez. So Pepe Reina, we will go with Guerrero as like a defensive option. Danilo can go on there. We will have Javi Martinez, because he can play anywhere really through the centre. I know like he's been thrown up front a few times, so he can go in there. He'd be quite a good option to have. Morata can be the striker option. We will take Ander Herrera as well as a combative midfielder. I'm not going to take Ziyech, as I know that we have got Bruma in the club, I should say, not on the club. In the club there. But yeah, that's not a bad little squad, I wouldn't say. In terms of what I think is going to happen in this group, it's a very tough one to call. I mean, like obviously a lot of people are saying, it's clearly like Spain and Portugal are the two powerhouses. Morocco and Iran are going to go out. I mean, it seems pretty clear who's going to go through. But in terms of the actual, like the rankings in the group, who's going to like win the group, who's going to come last and stuff like that, it's a little bit more difficult to call for me. I think Iran will probably come bottom. But don't get me wrong, they're the sort of nation, they have been improving over the years. Like they, for a while they were just complete nobodies. They wouldn't even have like a hope and dream of qualifying for a World Cup. But last sort of like decade or so, they have improved a bit. And they've got a good manager in Carlos Queiroz. He's been there for a while. He was at the last World Cup when they were there, and I think they were in Argentina's group. I don't think they won a match, but they certainly didn't, they didn't embarrass themselves. Like I think that might have been the game. I think Argentina-Iran possibly was the game where Messi scored to, win the game 1-0 for Argentina right at the last. So Iran did so well to even, make it a contest against a team like Argentina. So they can do it against the top sides, but obviously they don't leave themselves with much of an attacking threat at the other end. So it'd be interesting to see how they get on. it is a bit touch and go, I feel, between them and Morocco for who will take third. I think Morocco, just with it's a little bit like similar with the Egypt situation in the last group. They've got a few players who have that little bit of star quality who I think will probably just get them over the line. In like a tight match, say if Morocco Iran was a tight game, they'd have that little bit of extra quality just to get them over the line. In players like Ziyech and like Benatia at the back, obviously an absolute solid unit. So I think decent sort of technical players in their team probably should just about get them third. I don't think unfortunately they're going to get through. I feel like Spain just they've had like the whole thing with their manager getting sacked. I don't think it's going to affect them too much. They'll still get through. It's not like they're going to crumble like they did at last World Cup, because I just don't see how they could against Morocco and Iran. The quality of players that they've got, and obviously they always play the same way with their football, and the manager's been changed, but then it's not going to make them think, oh, we'll stop doing what we've been brought up to do, because this is what made the Spanish side so successful, is that the way they play their football, they've been brought up to do this through all the youth teams, and that's how they've been taught to do it their whole life. So they won't change. They will play the same way. It'll just be sort of like decision making, like tactical decision making, which would be the difference. But I don't know how Fernando Hierro will do in charge. He could be a good manager, so I don't know what previous experience he's had at any other like clubs or anything like that. So he could do just fine. I think it's a bit unfortunate for him as well with the squad, because obviously it's not really his team. I mean, don't get me wrong, like probably a lot of it isn't going to be much different to what he would have picked, but obviously him getting appointed day before the tournament starting, he hasn't actually got his own personal squad that he would have picked there with him. It's Lopetegui's squad, so he might have wanted to take Cesc Fabregas, or he might have wanted to take Morata to the tournament. So be interested on that front, but I'm sure he's got plenty of resources at his disposal. Certainly a lot more than probably like at least half the teams that are there. So for sure they should get through. Because of this whole situation, I do feel that there is an opportunity for Portugal to try and win the group. Before all this came round, I felt Spain would win the group for sure. I know Portugal obviously won the Euros, but I feel like that was one of those things, like it won't happen again. Like the way that they played, they defended like warriors, and it's so difficult to get that. When you defend like they did, you need a little bit of luck as well in games, and they certainly got that in for example against the French in the final. They had like lucky situations, and I feel like it'd be so difficult for them to do that again, especially against the Spanish. But time will tell. We'll see how they turn up. They may play a lot more attacking. You never know. They've got a few more better players now in attacking areas to help Ronaldo. Nani's not in the squad, which I found strange. He must have been really poor recently in club football, because he does normally turn up at the tournaments like he did at the Euros. But still got Quaresma. There's Guedes as well. Solid players. I'm not sure if Renato Sanchez has been picked. That'd be an interesting one. Obviously, he's been very poor. I can't imagine he would have been picked. But a solid squad nonetheless. A few new players breaking through. Andre Silva as well actually is a big player up top for them. He's supposed to be like the next big thing in the Portugal national team. Pepe is still going, obviously, despite being at Besiktas. He is still he's still at the heart of that national side. Rui Patricio is a solid goalkeeper. So they've got a lot of players throughout the team. Maybe just not as much depth as the Spanish, but if they can keep that, if they can keep their solid starting 11 going for as much of the tournament as possible, they could certainly do quite well and get to the latter stages again. So I'm actually just going to tip Portugal to pips the Spanish to the top spot. I think they, like the whole managerial situation might... It might not affect the Spanish like as much, but it may give Portugal that little boost that they may sense an opportunity that if they can rattle the Spanish early on, they may not have that guidance to look to on the bench. And like if they were in a losing situation in the past, they would have known who to turn to, and that he'd get them out of the situation. But now they may not have that trust in Hierro to get themselves out of still sticky situations like that. So I'm gonna just tip Portugal to do it. Whether or not it'll be, you know, they could draw the game today, and they could literally do it on goal difference. Both teams on 7 points, or they could beat the Spanish and finish on 9 points. But yeah, I'm going to go Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Iran. But that's it for this video, guys. Really, I'm not going to sort of ramble on too much more. Going to have to let the football do the talking, really, and just see how it goes from there. That's obviously my team: De Gea, Carvajal, Pepe, Benatia, Jordi Alba. Very solid back five. Then you got Busquets, and let me just check this guy's name. We've got Eza Tolahi in midfield, Andre Gomez, Thiago, and Iniesta in the attacking midfield positions, and Diego Costa leading the line and bullying the defences. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Yeah, obviously feel free to do the usual stuff like, comment, subscribe. But that's going to be it from me. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.